If you feel like you think in a lot of details and you struggle to see the big picture, you might be a bottom-up thinker. Bottom-up thinking is thought to be more common amongst autistic people because of how our brains work. Top-down thinking is the more prominent thinking style, which is where you start with a big picture concept and fit details in or break it down into smaller parts from the big idea. It's more deductive and you're drawing more conclusions. Whereas bottom-up thinking is starting with all of these small little details and then putting them together into a big picture. And it's thought to be more prominent in autistic people because we're taking in more sensory information, and so all of those details are what's standing out. Bottom-up thinking is less linear, it's more associative, where you're associating one thought with the next. Instead of like a concept that's broken into details, it's more of like a constellation web kind of thinking style, starting with all of these details and then working them into something bigger. One example that I noticed a lot in my life is when it comes to writing an essay. We were always taught to have your thesis statement and your overarching concept and then break it down from there. But this just never worked for me. I always want to do some research and find some details that I thought were interesting and then start connecting those details, and then I would often finish my essay with the thesis statement. It just makes so much more sense for me to start from one detail and then connect that to something else and connect that to something else, and then just make this constellation of connecting ideas in the essay. And then afterwards I would look it over and see what is the overarching theme, like what am I trying to say here? Whereas it would be more typical to think of what you're trying to say first and then find research to support that statement. Are you a bottom-up thinker too? I would love to hear some more examples of how this has played out in people's lives.